Olá pessoal, tudo bem com vocês? Eu sou o Zé do RPZé. Estamos de volta com a continuação de Death Stranding, diretamente de onde paramos. Espero que tenham gostado do último vídeo, pessoal. Sem mais delongas, vamos voltar à gameplay.
Decontaminating suit. Rest is advised.
Way station folks told me all about you. Sam Bridges, with the second expedition, right? The guy expanding the chiral network on his lonesome, when he's not out making deliveries. So what'd you bring us? Let's see it. Talk about above and beyond. Thanks. Must have had to pass through BT territory to get here too, didn't you? They weren't joking when they said you were a legend. Okay, it's time. Do you mind connecting us to the network?
Sam, as always, thanks for bringing more folks into the UCA.
Looks like we're on the chiral network. And with those materials you brought for our chiral printer, we can produce supplies for you here as needed. Think of it as our way of returning the favor. Now head west and keep on doing what you do.
Good. The distro center is on the network.
Sam, do me a favor. Take your BB to a private room and connect it to the incubator.
Good work.
Your work is greatly appreciated.
man, you there? Little help?
Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator.
It's in.
Good. A temporary excessive stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb.
Mother?
Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course.
You mean still mother?
Correct. A steel mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs. These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly. However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother via the chiral network. There. The update is in progress. Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the steel mother in capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data. Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on. You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its steel mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure. No BB on record has remained in service for over a year. It may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs. As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers. Oh, right. You asked me to look into why the BTs might be reacting to your blood. I spoke with Hartman. We should have your results soon. Anyway, get some rest. You and your BB are both exhausted. Good night, Sam.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Sam? Can you see me?
How are things over there?
Still not under guard, still not chained up, still can't leave. But if you can keep making connections, if you can get to me, we can go back east, back home. Thank you. I mean that. It's bad. There are fewer and fewer people in the cities these days. No one's having children anymore. But humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together, to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, then, well, it's like Bridget said, extinction.
Come on. Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs. As long as they're still around, there's no escaping it.
But at least we'll have hope. I'll be waiting, Sam. Waiting for you. Come and find me.
Hello, Sam. This is Hartman. Since you're awake, it might behoove you to freshen up. To that end, why not take a shower? It's good for the body and soul, and also my research as it happens.
Sam, this is Hartman. Deadman relayed your request to me, and I oversee BT research. I'll be taking a sample of your shower water in order to study the effects your bodily fluids might have on a BT.
Study other people with dooms?
Everyone in Bridges, myself and Mama. Results thus far are inconclusive. But you possess other singular qualities, being a repatriate as well. I must confess to a measure of optimism.
Processing fluids. Waste products. Drilling. Dispensing.
There. Take the sample with you. Should the opportunity arise, try using it on a BT. I'm curious to see how they react. Who knows? It may even prove beneficial to you. There was an old research paper detailing the effects of bodily fluids from individuals like us on BTs. It is only by recovering these materials that we can unearth the knowledge of the past. Not just the Death Stranding, but also the mystery of your body's unique properties and even our doom's affliction. There may well be hope for humanity. Sam, I have no interest in rebuilding America. I want to recover the past. 5, 4, oh, it's almost time. 2, 1.
After you make your connections and nothing happens, then what? I said, then what?
Sam, sorry to bother you while you're taking a break, but I figured you'd want to hear this. Hell, maybe it'll help you rest easier. We received a number of messages addressed to you. I've not taken a look myself, but I gather they're mostly from your clients. You should see if they contain any useful information. Mail can be accessed via your cufflinks, as well as the terminal in your private room. There's something else I'd like to share with you. With the chiral network, we now have the power to reclaim our past. Data once thought lost forever from every corner of America can be pieced back together from fragmented records. Our archives are still a work in progress, of course. But as we expand the network and integrate more way stations and cities, we'll be able to recover more and more information, such as the previous expedition's logs and reports. Everything they sent back was lost when Central Knot City was destroyed. Now we've managed to restore some already, in fact. You can access them from a private room terminal or your cufflinks by selecting Archives. Might make for interesting reading.
Pessoal, temos mais alguns e-mails aqui para ler. Esse é do Benjamin Hancock. Desculpe, Sam, más notícias. Valeu por entregar aqueles metais raros, Sam. Todo mundo na distribuição agradece muito por você nos ajudar. Infelizmente tenho más notícias. Sabe a moto que você viu do lado de fora? A bateria morreu. Você vai ter que recarregar ela se quiser usar. Mas só precisa fazer isso uma vez. O autocarregador deve ligar depois. Desculpe se te demos falsas esperanças e... tenho mais má notícias para você. Veja bem, instalações diferentes devem trabalhar juntas, compartilhando materiais para que todos tenham o que precisam e para garantir que tudo que é produzido seja bem aproveitado. Por isso, caras como você são tão importantes. Sem os portadores, o sistema todo desmorona, ou até mesmo o mundo todo. Enfim, tem um cara, o George Baton, na estação de acesso. Ele costumava ser um portador de confiança, mas ultimamente tem sido um sacrifício ele fazer até as entregas mais simples. Ele fica reclamando de estar com medo, não ter ocitocina o suficiente ou qualquer outra desculpa. Mesmo quando ele aceita fazer a entrega, corre o risco de perder metade da carga no caminho. Bom, é por isso que estamos com falta de materiais no momento. Tenho certeza de que você vai nos ajudar a resolver isso. Contamos com você, Sam. Agora um do George Baton. Mais do que ocitocina. Sam, o cara, nosso salvador. Estamos bem esperançosos aqui na estação de acesso. Tudo parece melhor de alguma forma. Quando nos instalamos eram todos contentes e dispostos, mas 3 anos de isolamento e solidão mudam qualquer um. Olha, logo que chegamos colocávamos placas para portadores e tal, mas depois de um tempo teve gente que ficou com medo demais até para pôr o pé para fora. Quando a central foi pelos ares, eu disse a mim mesmo que tinha acabado, a América tinha acabado. Todo mundo sentiu isso e a atmosfera ficou sombria. E daí você apareceu. Sei o que está pensando. No início eu também achei que fosse só ocitocina, mas não é isso. Não tudo, pelo menos. Você acendeu uma fagulha de esperança que precisávamos ao nos colocar na rede Kiral. Voltamos ao jogo agora. Ando pensando até em colocar anúncios de novo. Torres de vigia também. Em breve vamos abrir novas rotas de entrega. Anote minhas palavras. Só que ainda é assustador lá fora. Nem toda a ocitocina do mundo ajudaria a lidar com mulas, muito menos com EPs. A gente se borra toda vez que vê alguma e acaba derrubando metade do nosso equipamento. Sinceramente, uma parte de mim ainda acha que não vamos conseguir acompanhar. É por isso que precisamos de você, Sam. Você não tem medo de nada, né? Então mostre como é que se faz. Informações. Temos algumas entrevistas. Mulas e a síndrome de drones. O objetivo primário da Bridges é reconstruir a América, e para reconstruí-la, uma de nossas principais tarefas é reconectar cidades e outros assentamentos por meio do reestabelecimento de uma rede de entregas. Antes do Death Stranding, as redes de comunicações e entregas eram o que mantinha a sociedade unida. A coisa toda era automatizada, controlada por IAs, com entregas realizadas por drones. Acreditavam que tirar as pessoas da equação revolucionaria o sistema inteiro, mas as coisas não foram bem assim. Em vez disso, começamos a ver casos de algo que seria chamado posteriormente de síndrome de drones. Para algumas pessoas, foi muito difícil aceitar e deixar tudo para as máquinas e nada para o homem comum. E realmente, a deficiência de ocitocina e os desequilíbrios hormonais que verificamos pareciam corroborar com essa avaliação. A humanidade precisava ser parte do processo. A humanidade... Nossa, de novo. A humanidade precisava ser parte do processo. Então foram estabelecidas leis e nós voltamos a fazer parte do cenário. O que aconteceu então? Todas as pessoas substituídas pelas máquinas que foram chamadas novamente se convenceram de que a sociedade não poderia sobreviver sem elas, e isso causou um novo tipo de problema. Chamaram-no de síndrome de dependência das entregas. Quando o Death Stranding nos dividiu, o problema das entregas piorou ainda mais. Minha garganta está seca. Também não ajudou em nada o fato de que as nuvens quirais impediam aviões e drones de voar, e o que significa que tivemos que voltar a depender completamente de entregadores humanos, gostando disso ou não. No fim, entregar itens se tornou a razão da existência de alguns. Eles ficaram obcecados, viciados, consumidos pelo desejo de entregar. Com o tempo, eles se transformaram nos mulas que conhecemos e amamos hoje. mais uma sobre os bebês Bridge. Olha, sou meio novo aqui na Bridges, então não sei se alguma dessas coisas vai ser útil para você. Ainda assim, fico contente em falar sobre os bebês, se é o que você quer. Me chamam de Deadman, o Homem Morto, por causa da minha familiaridade com os mortos, entende? Sempre nos demos bem, por assim dizer. Costumava bater papo com eles quando trabalhava no necrotério. Enfim, também é por isso que trabalho na pesquisa e manutenção de bebês, para saber mais sobre aqueles que já não estão entre nós, mas estou divagando. O fato é que os bebês já estavam sendo designados às nossas forças no campo antes de eu entrar nas Bridges. Antes de eu entrar na Bridges, a companhia. Além do mais, a pesquisa sobre esses carinhas já havia sido realizada há muito tempo. Mas ninguém se atreveu a colocar as descobertas em prática. O que isso significa, na verdade, é que quando a Bridges quis construir seus próprios bebês, a maior parte do trabalho já havia sido feita para nós. Só tivemos que seguir o manual de instruções, por assim dizer. O que não quer dizer que fazemos alguma ideia de como eles funcionam. Não sabemos como eles conseguem detectar EPs, nem como podem conectar este mundo ao outro lado. Ainda temos muito que aprender sobre nossos amiguinhos, mas uma coisa é certa: o estudo contínuo sobre eles nos levará a uma compreensão melhor dos Death Stranding e também da vida e da morte. Isso eu garanto. Bom, acho que é tudo o que tenho para contar hoje. Com sorte, vou ter novidades para compartilhar da próxima vez que batermos um papo. Vejo você por aí. Próximas informações agora sobre a chuva temporal, mandadas pelo Hartman. A chuva temporal foi registrada pela primeira vez quando ocorreu o Death Stranding, e apesar de todos os anos que se passaram desde então, não estamos nada próximos de entender como ou por que ela acelera a passagem do tempo para os objetos e organismos nas quais toca, nem porque ela transforma imediatamente em água comum depois disso. Alguns pesquisadores chegaram a denominar esse processo de um roubo de tempo. Quanto ao motivo pelo qual só se observa a chuva temporal em alguns lugares, tudo o que sabemos é que ela é afetada de alguma forma pelas concentrações quirais locais. É apenas um palpite, mas uma parte de mim suspeita que o Death Stranding pode ter distorcido nossa percepção da passagem do tempo. Não que isso seja necessariamente ruim, entende? Nós humanos podemos conceber nossa própria morte. E até mesmo a possibilidade de um lugar além da morte, não? Temos a capacidade de conceitualizar o futuro, uma vantagem evolutiva que ajudou no desenvolvimento da nossa espécie. Bem, e se a chuva temporal nos deu uma nova versão superpotente dessa habilidade essencial que nos levará ao próximo estágio da evolução? Talvez não precisássemos nos esconder nessas cidades. Talvez algum dia o Death Stranding seja considerado o fenômeno que salvou nossa espécie. São ideias animadoras. Sei que você vai concordar, mas... Nossa, são ideias animadoras, sei que você vai concordar. Mal posso esperar para começar nossa jornada. Quem sabe o que nos aguarda? Essas são as informações por enquanto e as entrevistas. Perfeito. Vamos voltar à gameplay.
Sam, we've received a distress call from the distro center staff. Check the order on the delivery terminal as soon as you're ready.
you do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
Says the woman in the mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
Sam, out of curiosity, how's it doing at the moment?
Before I answer that,
Something wrong?
when I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face, someone I don't know, calling to me. There's this room, too, with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Bleed-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own. They're false flashbacks, nothing more. Let me explain. A BB is harvested from its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours via your connection.
So who's the man I saw?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician? Does it matter? The BB has been in circulation for a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
'Cause you're the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may use them, but we don't truly understand them. Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
Sam, check the delivery terminal and review the list of orders.
While you're resting, I ran some network diagnostics. Beryllium monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline. I know, after all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Heads up, Sam. Distro Center staff's got a favor to ask. Probably best I start from the beginning.
This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
Sam, the area around that distro center has produced a significant quantity of chiral crystals. Matter of fact, that's where the chiralium used in your Cupid's internal circuitry came from. They have a range of applications, including equipment fabrication. Bottom line, they're a valuable resource and one you'll want to make the most of. I'll let Hartman explain in more detail, but chiral crystals don't exactly grow on trees. If you see any deposits, you should go out of your way to gather them. Especially since folks with dooms are the only ones that can, provided they have the necessary equipment, that is. I'll see that it's added to your supplies for this order.
Sam, it's Hartman. Following the discovery of the beach, we not only began to observe heretofore unseen phenomena, but a new type of matter, chiralium. I say new, but it has doubtlessly existed since the dawn of the universe. We believe it was always there, like dark matter and certain particles. Ever present, yet overlooked because we lacked the capacity to see it. Chiralium appears to be unbound by the constraints of physics as we understand them. It can stop time or move contrary to it. On occasion, it even defies gravity. In practical terms, It can stop or even reverse time and causes objects to float. A special cylindrical case is required to collect and store it. Suffice it to say, the procurement of samples is vital to our ongoing research.
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC. If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. You never know when you'll need to recon an area. That thing you're holding is a crystal collector. Now, as the name suggests, it provides secure storage for any crystals you gather.
Allow me to describe your quarry. Chiral crystals appear gold to the naked eye and are frequently found in formations resembling human handprints. The surrounding rocks and debris tend to float a few feet above the ground. And they are most commonly found in areas with high precipitation. Got all that? Rain, floating rocks, golden handprints. That's your trifecta. Look for these three things and you'll find the crystals. If you've been especially observant, then perhaps you already know where to look.
Order assigned. Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey. Safe travels.
Hello.
Good morning, Sam. Have a pleasant journey.
Sam, you can now submit upgrade requests for structures. If there's one you use a lot, you should definitely consider it.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Sam, chiral crystals are pretty small and can be difficult to spot with the naked eye. I'd advise you to use your ultradeck to point you in the right direction. If you want to survey a wider area, though, you might consider building a watchtower and relying on its sensors.
Okay, just a bit further now. go.
Thirsty.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID.
Sam, however, my deliveries are a little different from usual. The process is pretty simple, though. Access the delivery terminal to drop off any chiral crystals you're carrying.
Got some chiral crystals for us? These crystals only form in places with elevated chiralium levels, which makes me wonder if expanding the network had something to do with it. Damn, son. That is a lot of crystals. Maintenance and R&D will both get their fill, looks like.
Excess chiral crystals can be deposited at any facility. They'll be added to the stores held on site. These local stores include materials that you can draw upon to fabricate equipment as needed.
Oh, before I forget, this is for you.
That's container repair spray for patching up cargo containers. Good for dealing with timefall degradation and all that. Useful stuff if you and your cargo have been through the ringer. We've added it to your supplies list, so it's readily available if and when you need it.
VC.
There is a correlation between elevated chiralium levels and increased crystal formation. This may well be the result of the network's expansion. You needn't worry though. Local chiral density is still within an acceptable range. If you find any more, be sure to collect it. You'll be well rewarded.
If you come into more chiral crystals, you can submit them at one of our facilities. And you can deposit other resources too, along with any items you don't need. Everything has its value. What we don't use as is can be broken down into components for R&D and other applications.
Beginning scan.
Have a pleasant journey. Still got work to do, Sam. Let's not keep people waiting. Safe travels.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Call it a rule or a habit, but most mules almost always bring stolen shipments home with them. Find the post box, steal back the cargo. Simple as that. But be careful. These guys are armed. If this goes sideways, be ready to fight. Drop sites are rarely deserted, so remaining undetected is key. Keep a low profile and move slowly to minimize noise. Damn addicts chasing a cargo high. Shame we gotta deal with their bullshit at all. Back in the day, AI did everything. Deliveries were handled by unmanned vehicles and drones. All we had to do was sit back and let them work. It was revolutionary, damn near singularity. No reason for it not to take off, but it didn't. People didn't like it when we took the human element out of the service industry. So, after some consideration, we put it back in. Made jobs no one really needed and gave them to folks who couldn't live without them. And from there, it snowballed. Now we've got cults of cargo-chasing crazies who get off on hijacking shipments. Jackal's always on the lookout for the next order. Make sure you're not him.
Almost there.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Good morning, Sam. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Bom, pessoal, esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Voltaremos no próximo vídeo com a continuação diretamente de onde paramos. Espero que tenham gostado. Não se esqueçam de deixar o seu like e a sua inscrição. Muito obrigado a todos que assistiram até aqui. E é isso aí.